preservation. You don't want to die in this lake.
Didn't give me any errors.
And so what you're doing is going through the
Oh,
motions.
there we go.
And you're hoping that you do just enough of the motions to make it in. You just skate right on in. I just skate right on in there.
The video.
Right?
Oh shit.
But
you know what?
In reality, what you're doing is you're lying to yourself and everyone else. Because you don't love.
Oh no, I'm on there. All right.
Look,
I just want to be able to send her
color is,
the link because she might actually call in.
They like, you know what they like to wear, you know where they like to go on trips and what they don't like and what they like to hear you say, what they don't. You know all the stuff about a person you love. You know all their relatives.
Oh God, I got
brothers, uncles and aunts. Over time, you get to know everybody, right? Well, some of you is 40, 50, 60 years old. You done had all these years to learn all about this God you love and this Christ that you love, and you don't know nothing. You haven't even taken the energy, the time, the effort to learn anything about this.
So wait, is this dude pro or anti-religion? What is he?
Somebody stand behind the pulpit.
He's not either. He's just about truth, man. He makes it his life mission the research.
They tell you to read, and you read the same ones over and over.
He's self-made and he dissects. He sits with scholars.
To give these fantasy stories about 2 insects walking on and 2 deer walking on at a time and 2 ticks walking on at a time.
Wait, what now?
2 ants walked on at a time.
He just tries to put out stuff that he's researching. What he believes to be true.
So have you watched him previously?
Oh, followed him for years.
Really?
Yeah. So he just believes that we're not from this planet, and
it allows you to.
He's high as fuck.
Your responsibility.
He's always looks like that.
And he doesn't blink.
That's the biggest problem.
He's worth.
So what you do is you do all this crazy stuff.
So, and he says the government's always trying to come to him to put their narrative out. He said you can't buy me. No.
I don't believe that for a minute. You believe the government's coming to this guy?
I wouldn't put that. You know what?
No, okay, I'll go. I wouldn't put anything past anything. But like if it's a coin toss and you ask me to guess midway,
but you're just going just based on his little YouTube. You got to research and see what he's done. You got to see the accolades that he has and the fucking his background. So you can look at anybody on YouTube and like, this guy. You got to do your research first. So I tend to research before speaking out on certain things.
No, I get that, but why is the government going to go to anybody on YouTube? Okay, let's put it this way. I just pointed out my whole thing on the site, right? I can't get into my own site. I'm firewall blocked on my own site constantly lately. My first instinct was, I think my provider is fucking with me because they don't like my content. In the back of my head, I'm still like, no, you're a retard, nobody. Like, nobody cares that you exist. There's got to be a technical reason.
It could be technical, or it could be the person that you was working with. Pissed them off, and I was like, fuck you.
What guy? The guy last night?
Whoever you talked to.
And I called him because there was a problem.
But maybe you went off on him. He's like, I'm gonna give you
okay,
a problem.
So, alright. This is what I'll say. I say this on my fucking. God damn you. This is Hux that I don't have 2 monitors. So, I have on this thing 31.4, so 31,500 members, right?
Okay.
I don't have any posts aside my own. So, I always say the same thing. I just went into it this morning with somebody on Gab about this. People will sit there. The whole reason I made my site, and you know how I've been. We've known each other for a long time. I like to make my own shit and do my own shit. So, I got banned off Twitter. I got banned off Reddit and all this other shit. And it's I could sit there and cry. You fucking ban it, all these other fucking faggots that do that shit. Or I can go, I'm gonna make my own site. Fuck you, I don't need you. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. So hypothetically, let's say I built my own site, it's nothing. I have 31.4 thousand people who have signed up. If half of those are spam, that's still 15,500 people.
Absolutely.
Right? But I don't get any back and forth per se.
What do you mean?
like, I'm the only one who really, I got a few random posts in there from other people who have signed up.
Yeah.
But, like, I say this in part of that group that I'm part of, like that political group, and it's like, nobody, like, wants to be, I always say, this is the expression I like to use, nobody wants to be the head of the dragon, like, they want to be the tail. You know what I mean? They want to be able to say, after the head's doing all that work, they got dragged behind, and they can be like, hey guys, we did it. But you really didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, you were just there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, people, I just got into it this morning, what I was trying to say, with somebody on Gab, that, like, this used to be a country of, like, innovators. And...
Still is.
No. It used to be a country of innovators. It used to be a country of people that would legitimately give their middle finger to everybody. Right? So, like, if I didn't like that, I'm going to do my own thing and you go fuck yourself. But all of a sudden, these giant brands came out, like Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. So now you have these things where it's like people, oh, I'm being censored on Twitter. Leave fucking Twitter. Like, just get off of fucking Twitter. Like, it's not a necessity in life. It's not food, it's not water, it's not something you pay for. It's all it is a website. So get the fuck off of it. But it's like people are so programmed to not move. So it's like, I feel like sometimes, now granted, it'll also, like I said, it could be my provider fucking with my site, and or it could be the fact that I'm a paranoid schizophrenic. Either way, I drink too much, so either one can be true. But, like, oh shit, I just lost my train. I just did a goddamn Doomer. He used to lose his fucking train of thought constantly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all the time. No, but like, it's like, even if there's 15,000, that's a lot of fucking people. But why can't people just say, Twitter is, and I've talked about this before, why can't people say, like, Twitter is censoring me, Facebook is censoring me, delete, I don't need this.
Well, then how do they get their platform, whatever it is they're trying to do across, if you delete it?
Anywhere the fuck else.
Where? When everybody else...
Because nobody will leave these other platforms. Twitter, this is how I describe it.
You just answered them?
No. This is how I described it in the past on I did a whole show with, I mean, I can use the real name, but you know when I say Doomer, who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, like, I did a whole show with him. The whole show was me ranting about this shit. Right? And it was, all these things are a brand name. That's it. It's just a brand name. It's like Band-Aid. Band-Aid, everyone looks at adhesive strips, medical adhesive strips, Band-Aids, because that's the brand. That's how we've been programmed.
It's like Q-tip.
Q-tip, exactly. So maybe you have to treat these things like Band-Aid, and you have to rip the Band-Aid off. It's going to hurt for a second, but then it's done. Like, do you know what I mean? Now I want to start.
No, I don't think that. I have one in there for long. I don't think that. I think that just people, when they're comfortable with something.
But that's the brand. They're comfortable.
That's just programming.
Yeah. So rip the Band-Aid off. It's gonna sting for a second.
And then when do you go? So how do you get whatever it is you're trying to do when you're the only one talking and no one's listening because everybody's.
But here's the thing that I'm saying too. And I'm not trying to say like I'm doing this to promote this. This isn't anything special. I built this in a couple hours, right? But we used to be a country of innovators and a whole bunch. We used to be a country of fuck yous, and now we're a bunch of whiny pee-holes. Like that's what we are, you know. And it's like. The only way you're going to spur something else is if you help something else. So, like, go out there and search for these other things to help. Okay, the news, the mainstream news isn't reporting on them. You won't go viral. Well, guess what? After like 4 months of everybody abandoning Twitter, especially because after the Elon thing, we know and me and Doomer talked about this a long time ago, that like 90% of well, that's an over exaggeration, but like 50% of Twitter is bots. I would say 40% of Twitter is bots, fake bot accounts. The other portion is locked and banned accounts that can't delete themselves, like mine. I am banned from Twitter, but I cannot delete my account because I am banned. Even though their terms of service says you can delete your account at any time. And I'm not gonna lie, I have seen tweets on my account that I never put out. So that's probably another 20% of like Twitter. So you're not gonna go viral on Twitter. Guess what? Nobody real is gonna go viral on Twitter. It's maturely fake people. But you staying there it's the proverbial. Remember when we were kids, because we're like the same age, and the whole thing was like, and granted, I'm not gonna lie, it was a crock of shit. That bullies only have power because you're giving them power. Like, you remember that whole thing? Like, if you stop giving the bully attention, they'll leave you alone, which was a crock of shit. You gotta punch the bully in the face. But this is literally that incarnate. It's you're giving them attention so they can perpetuate their existence, so you can keep fighting them. Like, that has now become your existence. It's this vicious circle of it's a circle, not cycle, of existence.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. That's just what I wanted to get started. I mean, people watch these more afterwards. I should actually post this. Oh, fuck my ass, I'm old. I should post the link on. You know what's sad? Is I post the Rumble and the YouTube links. But it's like, still, people will bitch about YouTube, but they watch more on YouTube.
Yeah, because that's what they're accustomed to.
Like, but then don't be. Like, it's...
Well, it's like, you know, it's like, you know, anything else. You know, people complain about, you know, obesity in this country, but you know, you still go to McDonald's and Wendy's. It's like,
oh yeah, you know what though, dude? That's a whole different argument.
No, it's the same principle.
No, I get what you're saying, but that's like oh my God, is this fucking person now stalking me? What is this? I don't know. I'll look at this shit later. Oh, dude, I hate when somebody finds like a post that you made like fucking months ago, and then it's like, I just saw this thing, I'm gonna start a conversation, and I don't remember what it was about. It's like, I don't care. Like, I have other things that I need to do. But oh fuck my ass, god damn it. So I don't know, I just posted that to my profile. So hopefully people, you know what, maybe I should just put it on my phone so I can see if people comment, because I've missed comments before because I'm not watching.
Okay.
So, but oh, there we go, live. Oh my god, I have to piss so bad, dude. You have no idea. So, but anyway, for people watching, this is me as always, and I'm with my old co-host, Fab Fred. I really do want to put some of those old videos up.
Yeah.
But I would have to figure out how. Maybe I can just put the audio up, because we didn't really have much stuff to watch. Like, I would need. I wish I could just be a prick and I had the ability to superimpose a skull like over my face. And I think that would be fun, because some of those videos, dude, they were really good.
Yeah.
Like, we had good fucking conversation.
I think we did. You know, as long as we stayed sober enough, you know.
Nah, I remember there was that guy who used to, I don't remember why I knew him. Do you mind if I spin this a little bit?
Go ahead.
I don't want to ruin the floor.
That's fine.
Because we're doing this in your place. So there was that guy, and he was called the Conservative Yoda.
Yeah.
And I remember that he described us on his show, on his cast, and he's like, yeah, they're really funny and they're good. And they start off, and then they have like really good, you know, points in conversation, and then they don't.
Yeah.
You see as they keep drinking, it trails into like, well, fuck you.
That's what booze does, right?
Yeah. Well, all it does is bring out you. You know, like booze. How many times could you have gone out in your youth, right?
Yeah.
You're fine, you're having a good time, you're drinking at a bar, and then you get into an argument and you could fist fight some guy over nonsense, right? But then you sober up and you see each other the next week, and it's like nothing happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
I know. I think booze.
Did you send me the link for this, by the way?
Oh no, do you want me to send it to you? Let me see. What the fuck? Oh, jeez. Why did it let me share it?
They're blocking you again. Can't even send links now.
I know, right? YouTube's blocking it now too, along with my site. No, it's usually there's a. Oh, you know what? I know what to do. You fucking piece of shit. Like now I'm just killing time doing it. Well, nobody's really. I don't think anybody's in right now, so. Oh, you know what? Look up on YouTube BDP on your phone. BDP presents. Because that's what I set it up as. Because at the time, yeah. Well, you know how I am, dude. Like
BP presents.
BDP, like Buff Danny presents. Because at the time when me and Doomer were both doing it together, God damn it, now I can't get the fucking, live chat, there we go. Buff Danny was the band, and like we were doing it on his channel, which had a lot of subscribers at the time, because he did a lot of like short videos. Yeah. He was really good with video editing and stuff like that. I definitely would always give him, like his creativity was great. But we got whacked at the time because we started getting into, I think, like, vaccine conspiracy territory.
Yeah. It doesn't come up. I got BDP, but where do I get this live?
Oh, do you have the channel?
Yeah, BDP presents.
Yeah, that's it right there. Wow.
Oh, this is right.
Yeah. So if somebody comes in and chats. But usually I would have put up the thing long before this.
I see.
But who knows? People will still pop in. So it's happening quick though. So like I set up the channel because like, dude, it was our channel. So we moved into my channel to start doing it because I didn't care if my channel got whacked. Like I didn't do anything on my channel. And then we decided like, well, I kept telling them like, let's just create our own channel because I don't think it's fair for you that this is just on my channel per se when it's both of us. So I always, everything that we did, I liked incorporating the band with it. And I liked incorporating the band too because he, musically was very inclined, and I just thought in the grand scheme of things, that's how we met, that's how we, was the band.
Yeah.
So I just made the channel as Buff Danny. Everything we did was Buff Danny Presents. That would have been like our network name, But I honestly don't know where the kid fucking went. Like, it's weird. Like that he doesn't even have a footprint anywhere on YouTube. Not that it's like hard to avoid somebody.
Maybe CIA took him. I never know.
The reptilians got him. I mean, dude, the only thing I could think, but even then, I would think he would have texted me or something and said like, "Hey, this is the deal."
Yep.
The only thing I can think is like, there's two outcomes. Either he's off in the Ukraine because of the wife's family with fighting, which I always promote. We did a video where I pulled an excerpt where it's Doomer's Truth on Ukraine. That is excellent, and I think everybody should watch it to get a really good idea of that whole situation. Or he murdered his wife or his wife murdered him, and then one or the other is on the run.
It's terrible.
You know, those are the two things I can think of.
Shit.
You know, and honestly, those are the two things I can think of because those are probably, as Candide would say, the best possible outcomes of any world.
Terrible.
It is, but what else is the other option? The only other thing I can say is, like I said, I think maybe he got insulted by that one comment I made. It wasn't even a comment, it was a question.
What did you ask him?
Remember, it was like, because me and him used to get into conversations about music and stuff all the time, and artists, and I'm a very steadfast, like, logic-based person, or at least we all like to think we are.
Yeah.
So, like, I have always understood, I mean, as long as you've known me, I've always been playing music, or in bands, or doing something band-related, but I've always also said, like, it's a great passion, but it's always got to be secondary to feeding yourself. You know, like you probably never heard me say that. So it's like, I always said when I was in a band, I love doing it. It's fun. I have fun making music, and it's great. And I'll give it 100% of the leftover I have from the other 100% that I gave to like feeding myself. So me and him got into a conversation, whereas I think he had a different outlook where he wanted to make music his 100% life, which I 100% think he was capable of, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, capable, but you can be capable and a great musician, but also are you marketable? You know, you have to understand, you can have all the talent in the world, but when you're 50 with all that talent, don't mean shit.
Yeah.
If you're not the next, you know, the next best 20-year-old, you know, hot thing. You know what I mean?
And the idea of a good musician is gone.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's just about, can you make money for us?
Are you a good image?
Dude, you're marketable.
I'll never forget when me and you were inside your house years ago, right?
Yep.
And I had said, you might want to is that what I think it is?
No.
Oh, I was going to say you might want to let her know, like not to just walk in. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Well, even then, you might want to just give her a heads up.
Nah.
So, I had, so like we were inside one day, going back to the marketable thing.
Yep.
And you were listening to some channel, which is mostly a lot of music probably I would have listened, or thought I would have listened to more, right? And it was like almost emo-y style music.
Okay.
And I was like, dude, like 10 songs in, I was like, who's this band? And you were like, this is a channel on Pandora or whatever, like Spotify. This is a channel on Spotify. I was like, what do you mean? You're like, this is a Spotify channel. I was like, this is a channel? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, dude, legitimately, every song had a picture of the band up, and I thought it was the same people. And I was like, that just, me and Andy talk about shit, or whatever. It is what it is. Me and Doomer talk about it all the time. Like, that's what it is. Do you fit this mold?
Yeah.
Because
that's it.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Well, it's an algorithm like anything else, you know.
But here's the thing too. Like, I remember reading this article. It was like somebody in New Zealand or the Netherlands, some politician, fucking WEF technocratic bitch put out. And in that thing, in that article, I don't even want to call it an article. It wasn't an article. It was an opinion piece. It was a piece of fucking nonfiction that she wrote.
Yep.
That whoever put it into something decided it was an art. No, it was a nonfiction piece of garbage. Yeah. And I would love to post it on the site if I can get it into my own site. But in there, she talks about how, like, oh, we live in this city and it's so great because everything's given to us and we don't have to think or do anything, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, I'm going to the bookstore or whatever and I could find a book, but I'll just let the algorithm pick it for me because it knows me better than I do. But here's the thing, does it? Or are you just a lazy cunt?
I don't know.
Does it know you better than you? Or are you literally just going, And then, you know what I mean? So, in the end, if you read this thing, are you going to go, oh, this was shit, the algorithm was stupid? Or are you going to turn around and go, well, maybe I just don't get it because the algorithm understands what I like. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
Like, the algorithm is nonsense. The algorithm is a 50-50 fucking Batman Two-Face coin toss. That's all the algorithm is. Will I like this? Flip.
I mean, I guess. I mean,
No, that's literally what it
you
is.
summed it up, but I think it's a little more technical than that.
No, it's not. Because there's such minute differences in everything. Dude, it's literally me going, hey, okay, the 2 books I just mentioned, right? David Icke's The Biggest Secret that I'm reading now, or the other one that I read, The Report from Iron Mountain. It's me holding the 2 books out and you going, which one should I pick? And me throwing it at you. That's all the algorithm is. There are 2 things that me and you know each other, that I know your interests, and I'll just toss something at you. It doesn't mean you're gonna like it or not like it.
Yeah.
It just means, hey, you know what I like. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's become the fact that, like, people are so conditioned and lazy. Do you know what the best example of what I see today? Do you remember, and I'm only going to say this because we just talked about it, you said you love Pixar, which I do too, I'm not shitting on that. Remember Wall-E? Remember all the fatzos in their floating chairs? With their, that's where we're headed.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm one right now on my chair, you know.
No, but at least you still have a conflicting personality.
Where's my beverage? Beverage!
Beverage!
Beverage, can you hand me a beer? Beverage!
Beverage!
You know, no, really, can you hand me a beer?
Do you want one?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, oh shit, my phone's cracked.
You can't drop the phone. Can't do that.
So, yeah, no, but that's where I see us. It's the simple fact of the matter is, okay.
Well, excuse me, this is a White Claw. It's a
Yeah, they're white claws.
natural lime hard seltzer. So
That one's good.
I wouldn't call it a beer.
No, it's alcohol, not beer. So, but the thing is, are people so afraid, like legitimately so afraid of the repercussions of their own most minimal decisions in life, that they're willing to go, the algorithm can choose for me, because they want something else to blame for nonsense? Then what do you think it is?
I just think that the system works. It's a system like anything else. And
But no, the system works, but why does it work?
that I can't answer. I don't know.
Does it work because it's feeding on our insecurities?
It works because it's a study of how we function and how we think. And it knows what we like and frequencies and things of that sort. So, you know,
Well, yeah. So again, but feeding on things that we like our insecurities, like the idea of not being wrong. I just pointed out a minute ago, somebody latched onto a post I made on Gab like a month ago and started bombarding me with shit. And I'm like, I don't even know what this is about anymore. So, like, are you hoping that my insecurity is going to make me rebut this? Like, is that what this is? Because that's what I feel like even the algorithm is. Like, the algorithm is feeding on this insecurity of the regular societal member.
Okay.
And the fact that, like, they just don't want to be wrong. Well, the algorithm said I'm going to like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta like this, or else I'm wrong. I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to tweet out that the algorithm's wrong, because then all the other people who like the algorithm are going to tell me I'm fucking retarded. No, none of us do. But like, at what point is it going to be where, like, me and you, right, are going to be like, yeah, fuck that shit, that's gay, and everybody else is going to be attacking us? because there's just no free thinking anymore. Like, you're a free thinker.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? So, and I'm not saying that in a sense like I'm going to kiss your butt and stay on my side. I'm just saying we've known each other for a long fucking time.
Yeah, I kind of don't go with the flow. You know, I do my own thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, at what point? But you know what? At the same time, like I said before, like nobody wants to be the head of the dragon. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like there's a lot of times where I'm in a group. Like, I just said this to one of my buddies at work. Like, we were discussing Trump, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, did Trump create the base, or did the base create Trump, or did the Trump feed on the base? And I was like telling him, he's like, oh dude, he just aligned himself with the base. And he's like more of a left, it's a long story. But he's a good friend of mine at work. We work out a lot and stuff together. He says he's more fucking liberal than I am or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then he says shit that I'm like, whoa. like he'll talk all left-wing liberal shit. And I remember, dude, we were like walking, we were going out to run for our workout. And like, it wasn't 5 feet until we were off the building's property. He's like, yo, dude, you see how many Indians this place is hiring? And I'm like, whoa, wait, what? Where did that come from? And he's like, well, I'm just saying. I'm like, dude.
No, why does that matter?
That's what I said. I said, dude, I'm technically the Trump supporter. Like, I'm supposed to be the racist one. He's like, no, I'm just making an observation.
There's an Indian right there.
Yeah.
No, but.
But like, that's also the thing. Is like so many of them are so fucking
But that's
fake.
the problem, though. It's like, again, why does that matter? Whether it's Indian.
Dude, even if it didn't matter, if it does matter to you, just act like it does matter. Like, don't act like you're some open-minded liberal person.
Well, people kill me, you know, like we live in this diverse country, the United States.
Yeah.
You
well,
know,
that's just the United States. That's just a plot of land.
Well, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But when you hear the word united, it's United States, different states that come together. That's what it essentially is.
Yeah.
And you have different people that come together. So why do we say, oh, there's so many of this and so many of that? That's just bullshit. Who gives a fuck?
I don't think so many people, in the grand majority of things, I don't hear a lot of that in the sense of like personally, and this is just my personal, you know, I'm not saying like I know everything, that's not what I'm getting at. But I don't see a lot in the sense, I think the big thing is like protectionist, especially right now, like the whole border situation. You know, and like.
What about the border situation? What about it?
What do you mean, what about it?
What about it? You said the whole border situation. What about it?
Well, people don't want to see, like, well, I think also the border situation is part of it, too, because, I mean, there's also the non-border situation. It's just the people
don't want to see what?
Don't actually belong to the country coming in.
Well, none of us belong to the country coming in, other than the Native Americans.
No!
None of us
No, I don't want to hear that.
It's the truth.
That is a cockamamie line of bullshit that has been fed to us since we were kids.
Okay.
Let me ask you something.
Okay.
Okay? In the grand scheme of things,
All I know is.
how many states were here?
This is what I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say is, I can speak for my people. We're the only race that didn't ask to come here.
No, 100. Well, originally.
We were the only race that didn't ask to come here. Our asses were bought over. So.
No.
Hold on, let me finish.
I am. I want to see if you're going to say what I think you're
What
going to
I
say.
do want to say is, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, and I'm thankful that I'm here, because this is the greatest country in the world, in my opinion. But everybody fights to come to this country.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny. People talk shit. Oh, these people, that people, this, that, the third. And like I said, when they talk shit, especially like with my people, I didn't ask to come here, you know. And to be honest with you, you know, we're close to the indigenous people of the land, closest to it, you know, because we were the early people here, my ancestors, and that's just what it is. You know, but nobody wants to talk about it, but they'll talk shit. Oh, there goes another minority, or this, that, the third, you know, or, you know, another black person that got this, you know, that's bullshit. Let's talk about it.
No. I will say two things on that.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me bringing them up.
Why would I mind?
Okay, so there's two things on that. Well, three things. First off, again, it could be my personal lineage, because do you remember when you moved here?
Oh, they couldn't stand me.
You said no.
They couldn't stand me.
No. You thought they couldn't stand.
No, I knew they.
No.
I talked to them. What are you talking about?
Fred,
No.
I had said.
Nah, they didn't.
No. Listen, I had said.
They had cop cars sitting out here in my fucking in my front house. Like, what are you doing out here from the inner city Bridgeport?
I'm not gonna believe that. And I love you to death.
I have some of the most racist neighbors, but now that they got to know me, I'm the good black guy.
I had said to you, I said, Fred, no, I said, these are more like my people, and I'm narrowing it down to like
your nationality.
My nationality,
okay.
Growing up with
it doesn't
my
matter.
But
no.
I had explained a lot. No, I didn't. It doesn't excuse anything. So again, I don't know.
It doesn't excuse it.
I don't know 100% anything. But I had told you.
I know you don't.
But I had told you. I said, Fred, these. Let me tell you how they operate. And you're like, no. And then you're like, oh yeah, they love me now.
Now they do.
They do, because you listen to me.
Oh no, they got to know me.
Because I told you, I said
but
go.
Beforehand, they were like.
But that's just the way fucking old Italian people
It
are.
doesn't matter. But the way they are doesn't make it
No,
right.
it does, because
It does not make it right.
No, it doesn't make it right in the sense of like
ignorance.
if you it doesn't make it right in the sense of if you're looking at it as a color thing.
It's ignorance.
But it does make it right in the sense.
No.
Listen. If you're just a new person in the neighborhood.
If I was an Italian new person in the neighborhood, it wouldn't matter.
No, that's not true.
Yes.
Because even when me and her moved into our neighborhood over there, people came when they knew I was Italian.
No.
Then they were like, okay.
Yeah, but
so of course. But hold on. If I moved into a primarily black neighborhood of Bridgeport.
You grew up in Bridgeport. What are you talking
I grew
about?
up, so I'm comfortable.
What are you talking about?
But if I moved in there, do you think everybody's not going to look at me like, yo, what is this dude doing here?
What are you talking about? You grew up in Bridgeport. I mean, I'm just saying.
But what I'm saying is, if I moved into the goddamn terrace, you think they're not going to all look at me?
Nah, you was the white boy in terrace. That's how they look at it.
No, they wouldn't. Trust me.
How you gonna tell me my people?
They're your people. You didn't grow up in the terrace. I spent more time in the terrace than you did.
But the point that I'm trying to make is they're still my people. I understand my people and my culture.
Okay.
That's like
hold on. Just like you said that, like you explained here, I understand my people and my culture.
I can do that.
All right.
But I know what they told me directly. I can only tell you what they told me.
Okay. But, okay, anyway, I forgot where we were going anyway. There was something else we were doing. What were we talking about?
We're talking about the racism, man.
No, there was something else. Oh, son of a bitch.
I don't know.
I just pulled a flake now.
Go ahead. So anyway, you were saying.
No, there was something. Oh, so, fuck. I was saying there were like two things that you had told me in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, hold on. Here's what they are. And I don't know if you're going to deny them, but I use one of them when I discuss things with people who try and talk this shit to me. And honestly, this is the one thing I always tell people I hated when we did our old podcast. It always devolved into this.
Because it's just there. And I always bring it up. Because
like, here's the thing.
It's the truth.
It's like everybody goes, we need to have the conversation. But
no, it's not the conversation.
No, the news and everything. We need to have the talk, the conversation. Okay, let's have it. Is it done? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many other topics we could talk about in life. But anyway, you had said there's no better country to be blah, 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 right?
Absolutely.
You had told me once, and I only remember, dude, because I fucking fell on the floor, like, dying.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, listen. And it was so you when you said it.
Yeah.
Like, so goddamn psychopath selfish. Like, you're like, listen. I don't like the thought of what happened to my people. I don't. And I don't appreciate it. And I wish there was another way that things could happen. But I really love my Xbox 360.
Yes, sir.
And that's how long ago this conversation was. I really love my Xbox 360.
100%.
And I know my ass isn't going to run from some lion down in the
No.
bush.
Fuck no.
So, but here's the thing. Like, in the grand scheme of things.
I mean, I benefit, you know, and I'm thankful.
Well, so why can't
What?
everybody, instead of, I always say, and this comes not just when it, but it, dude, you know the biggest fucking culprit of this right now is the LGBT community, which is fucking a dumb name. Because
LGBTQ plus.
fuck off. LGBTQ plus 9 equals minus, eat my ass. That's what it is. Like, you know what you need? You need gay and trans. Because if you're a lesbian or you're bi, you're gay. Like, that's just what it is.
100%.
100%, right? I'm not saying it's bad. I don't care. But it's gay. But if you're trans, you could be a guy who wants to present themselves as a woman but still likes women. That doesn't make you
You're still gay. If
No.
they're messing with the same sex.
Yeah, no. Yeah, if you're messing with the same sex. But if you're a guy who dresses as a woman but still likes women, you're straight.
That's kind of twisted, but I guess.
But you're straight. You got a dick, and you want to put it in women.
You're a guy that dresses like a woman who likes women.
You're straight.
You're fucked up. But
You're
yeah,
straight. Yeah, you're fucked up. Like, listen, look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Like, the way I always...
There's a lot wrong with it.
I don't care.
Well, I mean, I don't care either, but it's wrong.
I'm not proverbial, like, what you do with two adults. Not this bullshit going on now with minor attracted persons. What two adults do in their
It's
own
their
homes,
business.
It's their fucking business.
I agree with you with that.
And, like...
It's still some sick shit.
I don't care. Like, a long time ago, I remember...
I don't care either, but
No,
I mean,
I know, but...
you know.
I don't care. This is the way I look at it, right? Especially when it comes to that stuff. And I think I've said this with Doomer before. Like, I remember in high school, it was back in the... Because we're old now. So it was back in the... Oh,
You're
shit.
old, motherfucker.
Yeah, you're fucking same age as me, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So... It was that proverbial, like, you're with your guy friends, it's like, yo, motherfucker's gay, blah, 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 yeah. But I remember one day, and it was in high school, and me and him used to talk about this all the time. Like, we kind of woke up before everybody else. Not woke, but like,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like, evaluated things sooner. And that's the way, me and him always say to ourselves we were. And I remember looking at all my friends and was like, for a minute there, I was like, yeah, I just told you. And then I was like, wait, you guys are fucking retarded. And they're all like, what do you mean? I'm like, okay, like, Danny's gay. That's one less guy I gotta compete for women with. If all you motherfuckers were gay too, that'd be awesome. Because I'm all they'd have. Like, fuck it, start sucking each other's dicks now. like that's the selfishness in me, the logic.
No, I hear you.
You know what I mean?
I don't know. Whatever people do in their own shit, that's on them.
If you're adults. But now you got this shit going on where it's like, we're having drag queen shows for kids.
Yeah, that's a
Have you watched that stuff?
No.
Well, I'm not saying have you watched it. I'm saying if you like...
I haven't even...
You haven't heard about it or anything?
No, it's kind of twisted.
Yeah, it's very twisted. Like, we did one...
What?
Hold on. That... Oh, shit, I've been outed!
Whoa.
No.
What?
No. So, like, again, I'm not anti-gay, like, at all.
No, but I go back to the tweet thing.
No, this is the way I look... No, hold on. This is the way I look at it. I think gay people are fucking hysterical.
Okay.
Like, if it makes me laugh, I'm all for it.
No,
right?
I got you.
So, like, we know some people who are gay.
Okay. All right.
So we went to this, like, pride thing.
Okay.
But the thing was, I felt kind of bad for him. It was during COVID.
Okay.
So, like, not a lot of people showed up.
Okay.
So we went there to kind of support them, too. Right?
Support the gay people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what you need support on, because, like, nobody's gay bashed anybody since, like, 1984. Like, it doesn't happen anymore.
I think that's ignorant to say that.
Why?
I think it happens. I think that Just like, you know, just like saying there's no more lynchings anyway. Yeah, the motherfuckers happen. You just don't hear about it.
Dude, everything.
They still bash gay people. I'm sure there's people that
can happen.
No, but they do. I'm sure there's people somewhere deep down in the South somewhere. You know, they don't play that shit.
But is it the norm? Is it socially accepted?
No, it's not socially accepted.
That's what I'm getting.
Okay.
So it's not like socially.
So it's behind closed doors, so it's okay.
I didn't say it's okay. I'm just saying, like, it's not like this thing where, like, you guys are this persecuted group anymore. But this is what I was saying before, like, way before we got into this. Like, it's this weird sense of survivor's guilt, I think. Like, you know when people used to come back from, like, war, and they'd be like, oh, my teammates, they died, but I lived, I shouldn't be alive.
Yeah.
Like, it's that kind of thing. And it's like, oh, the people before me had to deal with all this shit. But like you said, like when we just talked about it, like, I really love my Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't the rest of them go, yeah, it sucked what happened, but me doing what I'm doing right now isn't going to make them proud. Me being better and excelling at what I'm doing in a professional sense is what's going to make the people before me proud.
Okay.
Because it's not socially acceptable to go out and like gay bash people in the street.
No.
Most people will come and be like, what are you doing, asshole? Cut it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But because the modern person is so goddamn dependent on the algorithm, which is mostly just other Twitter users telling them what to do because they don't have any idea of a hobby anymore, like, this is just what their hobby is now.
Yeah.
Going and being like a social advocate for things that don't need advocation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Go build ships in a bottle. It's just as much fun. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Silent.
What?
Silent.
Yes, I said that before. Zachary Quinto.
I don't know. I just know him as Silent.
Yeah, that show sucked.
You're crazy. That was a really
The
good
first
show.
season was good. Everything after that sucked.
Really?
Yeah, they got hit with the writer's strike.
I
Remember?
thought it was very good. I didn't know that. I thought Heroes was a great show.
No, first season was amazing. Everything after that was utter garbage. The writer's strike hit, and then
It sucks that it kind of just. I thought they canceled it. Like, you know, because that last season was bullshit.
yeah, because the writer's strike hit, and then everything was crap.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like he does one of these paranormal, supernatural style shows. That's what this is. I got this. All right, I'm gonna go. Do you want to keep this going for a minute?
That's fine, man.
Smoke your cigarette. Why don't you just describe your cigar?
Nah, I'll just enjoy it.
I remember doing this thing, he'd break halfway through every fucking show, and he would turn on like, hey, I'm gonna play this video. And it'd be like something I'd never seen or heard before. Half the time I couldn't hear the audio, so like I couldn't even comment on anything. I wish we were listening to this now. You know, I should text her and see if she wants to call in, because she always likes to call in at the end. I don't know. What were we just bullshitting about?
You had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not what we were conversating.
LGBTQT.
Oh,
and
I
the
don't know.
shows that the drag shows you go to.
Oh, yeah, that was the story I was telling. Now, granted, this was before it was like national news, right? So there was two things I was really perturbed about in this thing. So we went there to support. It wasn't even like, oh, we're here to support the gay community, because like you don't need support. It was more like you were putting on a festival. So we were like just there to support like fucking fried dough. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Did you dress up?
Yeah, I wore my fucking glitter gown. No, I had actually come from the rental and I looked like shit.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, I didn't know. I didn't know how these events go.
you don't have to dress up.
I don't know. I'm trying to get a little
There's
feedback.
not a prerequisite
Oh, okay.
that I have to come in and makeup. I don't have to look like I just came from Rocky Horror.
Okay.
So, but we went in and it was like, oh, we knew somebody who was.
Was it like, oh, I didn't want to see that, oh? Or was it just like.
Wait, what?
I don't know. You said, oh, like you were startled. Like we went in and it's like, oh shit.
No, I think I just said oh about something. I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, so like, we.
Oh.
Whoa!
You didn't want to knock behind that door.
That chick's got a dick.
Yeah, oh. That's why I said, oh. Okay.
I remember somebody asked me that once. It's like, what would you do if this happened? Like we're out at a bar and blah blah. And I told him, I said, all you gotta do is scream no long enough to finish. It's not gay.
Oh my gosh.
So, but like, so we went there, and we knew somebody who was in a band that was supposed to play there, so we wanted to go and support the band. That's
Okay.
the better way I should phrase that.
All right.
But we had missed that. So the second half was the LGB whatever talent show, which consisted of 99% drag queens coming out and lip syncing.
Were they dancing and stuff too?
The whole
Voguing?
dude, borderline burlesque strip show,
Man.
right? Which is fine if it's all adults,
Yeah, not with no kids.
but it wasn't,
Nonsense.
right? So there's two things that I had a qualm with that, and I'm a very open-minded person,
Yeah.
and I was like, there's stories going around now about like these burlesque drag strip shows that people are putting on for kids, and the parents are forcing the kids to give them dollars.
Not cool.
They were doing that there. This is 2 years ago. This isn't now. This is 2 years ago I saw this. And I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Their kids, they should not be having their kids give these people dollars.
They shouldn't even be there.
No, the kids shouldn't be there. These kids were like preteen,
They should not be there.
right? So the kids should not be there. This is not something. Let me ask you, are you going to sit your 10-year-old
No.
or 11, 12 and watch straight porn with them?
This is crazy.
So, like, where do you draw this fictitious line, right? The other thing I had a really big problem with was the fact that coming out in drag and lip syncing to Britney Spears is not a talent. Like, that is not a real talent.
Nonsense.
Don't call it a talent show. Like, that's not a skill. So I was literally 50-50 scale on which one aggravated me more.
It's terrible.
So, but what's wrong with people? You can enjoy what you can enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do people not realize your kids, if you force things on them or try, even if you subtly try and sway them to anything in your point of view, they are going to completely go the other direction or rebel against you. So all you're going to do by bringing your kids there and doing that is turn them back into those 1982 bros that want to go back out and gay bash people. That's my point of view. I don't know if that's your point of view. I don't know.
I think the whole shit's crazy, man.
It's all crazy. I mean, people just aren't parents anymore.
No, they want to be their kid's friend.
Yeah, it's stupid. Don't be your kid's friend.
You can't.
No. Like, what's sad is how many stories are you reading, especially of women, moms, that are fucking their daughter's friends or their son's friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you what, dude. When me and her moved to the town before we left, that was like one of the first things we really noticed. Like, we're like, people are it's almost like they let their daughters go out like trash, and the parents are almost like afraid to say anything because they don't want to be angered by their kids. They all want to be like their kids' friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't want to give up the fact that you're not young. You're not. You had a kid at 17. Like, you're a fuck up.
Yeah.
But you gave up the idea that you're going to be young.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
I know.
You have to be a grown-up now.
That's what happens, you know. I've had children young, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, yours wasn't so young compared to nowadays.
No, compared to some, but, you know, my wife had a child young that I, helped raise, you know.
Yeah.
You're talking 16-year-old mom. It's young.
Yeah, with my mom.
That's young. That's young.
You know? I'll tell you what, I guess it could go the other way. My mom was a 15-year-old mom.
Mm-hmm.
Not with me, but like my older sibling.
Yeah.
And you could be the total fact that you're not your kid's friend and you're completely vindictive to them.
True.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like my brother is still like mad at her per se.
Yeah.
But like I'm more grown up with that. And like I even told him recently, I'm like, dude, you just gotta cut it out. Like, in the grand scheme of things, he was mad at my dad, and then my dad died before they ever really, reconciled, that's a good word. My brother's like 10 years behind me mentally, you know? So like I told him, I was like, do you like the person you are? And, oh yeah, I mean, I think, okay. So if it wasn't for how we were brought up, by the people we were brought up by, we wouldn't be the people we are.
Very true.
So are you going to always be mad at the fact that you're kind of happy the way you turned out? You know, you can't spend your whole existence hating something.
You should.
No, you have to grow up some.
You have to move. You have to learn to move beyond that. Because the situation is what it is. You can't change it. You gotta learn to live with it.
Yeah, like years ago, I reconciled really with my mom and my dad and stuff like that, and I was just like, I wouldn't have been who I am without the way I was brought up.
Yeah.
So if I hate them, then I hate myself, and I'm not gonna go my whole existence hating myself because I think that's just stupid. You know, that's a miserable way to live your life.
It is.
And I do think secretly he kind of dislikes himself, but like he's been matured and like maturely behind me a little bit, which is expected. He's the youngest, but he's grown up to be a good guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's a stand-up guy and he loves to help people and everything like that. but you weren't gonna be like, even if you, yeah, excuse me, I'm sorry, even if he became that because of me, right? You weren't gonna become that unless I became the way I am because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a shit flows downhill kind of situation.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I don't even know how we got onto that discussion.
Transition. I hear you, man. I hear you.
But who's that? I thought it was Robert Downey. So you didn't hear much about the Mar-a-Lago.
So from what I hear is they went into his wife's closet, went through all her shit, and that's the gist that I got.
So let me ask you something. Like, I remember discussing this. Like, I'm a pro-Trump guy, but anybody who reads my stuff on my site or even on Gab or anywhere else where I'm allowed, I will always post-face that with, like, or preface it with, I don't know if he's part of the plan. And you have always said to yourself, like, I'm sorry, not to yourself, but in your opinion, like, he's part of the plan. Mm-hmm. So, like, do you think, like, them raiding Mar-a-Lago is, like, part of the plan?
I don't know.
Do you think he's still part of the plan?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
You think it's still a calculated, like...
Absolutely, 100%.
See, I want to believe he's not, but there's always that inkling of doubt in me that's like...
That's because deep down inside, you know the truth.
Oh, she wants to call.
Yeah, deep down inside, you know the truth.
But, no, but it's the same thing as my site. Are the people at GoDaddy... Okay, well, I fuck that. Are the people at my service provider? I mean, they're the biggest service fucking hosting provider in the world.
Yeah, well, they host everything down there.
You know what I mean? So, like, are they fucking with my site? Or am I being paranoid and it's just...
It could be one or the other.
So that's what I mean. Oh, hold on. Mute this. Hello? Can you hear us?
I can. Good evening.
Can you hear her?
Yes, hello.
I'm going to put you closer to the thing because you're just doing this on our cell phone. Can you... Okay, I'm going to do the Chaz and AJ thing. Can you turn off the volume of the computer? She's listening to the stream and not to me. Babe. Can you hear us?
I can. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
We're good. He is smoking a cigar and we're both having a White Claw.
I have so much respect for him.
What? You're not... What?
If he can put up with you for 2 hours straight and you're not letting him talk, I have a lot of respect for him.
You're letting him talk the whole time!
I thought I would call in to lighten up the mood.
Yes, you do that. So, we just got onto the Mar-a-Lago raid.
I'd like to hear her point of view on the raid.
Oh, no, she's 100% wrong. He wants to hear your point of view on the raid.
I would prefer not to talk about politics. I actually am calling to ask you both a question.
Okay. About what?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So, what would be your elevator pitch to aliens for why they should abduct you?
Wait, what?
Elevator pitch to aliens in reference to what?
I don't understand the question.
So if you encountered aliens, what would be your elevator pitch for them to abduct you?
Like, Like, are you saying, like, if they had a choice of 4 people, what would be my sales pitch to make them abduct me?
We'll start with Fred first.
He's probably going to say the same thing I'll say. Go ahead.
No, I don't know if I want to be abducted by aliens. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's a good. That's actually a very good response.
Like, because
what is the pros of being abducted by the aliens?
I don't know. They're gonna, you know what I mean?
No, I know exactly.
Test and probes. And
but that was going to be my pitch.
Whoa.
So, what is the pro?
I think
like,
I'm gonna try to get away from this.
What are? Yeah, do we get a gift certificate for Panera Bread or something?
What's your answer, hon?
No, there's no answer. He made a good point. Why do we even want to be abducted?
Yeah, I don't want to be abducted. I don't
like,
know.
What if
I mean, are we gonna sit down and watch TV? Like,
yeah.
What are we doing? I need a little more information.
You need some context.
The context is I want to know what your elevator pitch is because you want to be abducted.
I want a fucking $1 million,
Yeah.
but like I'm not gonna get that. Definitely not off this street.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be abducted.
Like, is it okay? Let's put it this way: is it like the world's gonna be hit by an asteroid and only certain people get to be taken?
I have a better one for you. Obviously, that was too challenging. You ready for this one?
Yes, that was too challenging.
Oh my goodness. All right. The next one's going to be, if you were a sitcom character, what would be your catchphrase?
Sitcom character.
Well, I already want to link it back to the aliens abducting me. So, like, what is the reason that we would want to be abducted?
Answer the question, hon. You go first this time.
No, because honestly, it'd probably be my catchphrase would probably be the same thing I'd say to the aliens. So, like, let's put it this way. I'm going to make your question make sense. That an asteroid's going to hit the Earth, and the aliens come down and say, we can only take 3 of you.
Mm-hmm.
Make your case. What's your case?
Shit, they only can take 3 of us?
Yeah. No, 1 out of 3.
1 out of 3.
There's 2 other random people with you.
Oh, shit.
Next question's for Fred.
No, stop. We're still on this one.
Fred.
Yes.
Do you hang your toilet paper over or under?
It's got to be over.
Yeah. Who the fuck does it under?
Definitely over.
Frank and me had that discussion once.
Definitely over.
Yes.
Can't be
I
under.
do over. I'm an over girl.
Any civilized person is an over person.
From under. No, always over.
Yes.
Over. Hun, you do under.
People, let's put it this way. I don't do it under. I always do it over.
Yes,
Anybody
you
who
do.
does it under, like back to front, should be shot like the Nazis did to the Jews back in World War II. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have the same animosity towards you. You don't wipe back to front.
No.
You want another one?
No, I'm good.
All right, next question.
No, next question. We never answered the one of abduction. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this. What would be your argument to get abducted by the aliens?
Well, why would we want to get abducted? That's
She
what I
can't answer. She can't come up with that.
I want to know why.
I even gave her the reasoning.
I'm a great cook.
Aliens don't give a fuck. They probably eat pills. Like, legitimately, my reason would be like, dude, I got the best anus to probe. Like, the best.
Oh. Beam them up.
Yep,
You go.
get them up there.
There you go.
All right,
You
now,
know what?
next question.
Big ol' anus, probing my anus. Like, that's wrong with the asteroid, fuckers.
Fred,
Yes.
what is the most ridiculous thing you would buy if you were given $1 million?
$1 billion?
$1 billion.
Most ridiculous thing.
Han, let him answer. Don't jump in. I know you can't help yourself.
Most ridiculous thing.
I didn't even move.
For $1 billion. Oh my gosh. I'd probably buy for $1 billion. That's a lot. What can I buy? What's the most outrageous thing you can do? Like,
I already got it.
let me think. $1 billion.
Let me think. I wasn't even trusting.
What is the most ridiculous thing I could buy?
It has to be totally, utterly ridiculous.
Shit. Huh. I don't know. I always wanted a 24 karat gold toilet.
A gold toilet?
A gold toilet. Like gold.
Gangster.
24 karat gold.
Gangster.
Yeah, why not? Gold toilet.
Gold toilet, hon?
Me?
Try to beat that. What would you buy? The most ridiculous thing. I like the gold toilet.
I would legitimately buy. I would not. I could. Well, no, it'd have to be fabricated because you couldn't buy it.
Okay.
The biggest Nerf missile gun you could possibly get, and I would shoot it at North Korea just to see what kind of bullshit I can instigate. So I would they'd literally have a giant Nerf missile land in the middle of is it Seoul or whatever?
Seoul.
Seoul, yeah. North Korea, and they wouldn't know what to do. They'd be like, do we reciprocate? Do we build a bigger Nerf missile? I don't know what we're supposed to do in this situation.
I actually like that.
I would waste every penny of it on that.
I like that.
I would literally waste every penny and take an investment loan to make that happen, to make up the difference.
Last one. I have one more, and then I'm leaving because you guys needed a little breakup in the conversation.
Were you listening to us?
I've been listening for the last hour.
Oh, nice.
Oh shit, it's been that long. Good.
All right, this one's for you, hon. Think about it. Don't be fresh.
Okay.
Here it goes. Fred, it gives you a chance to think about it. All right. Last and final question. If you could be invisible for one day, what would you do?
You can be invisible for one day.
You know what? My instinct was to say I'd rob a bank, but the money and shit wouldn't be invisible, right?
It'd just be you.
It'd just be me.
If you could be invisible for one day.
You know what I would do?
Right.
No. I 100% know what I would do.
I know what I'd do.
What? You go first.
Right.
No, you go first.
If I could be invisible for one day, I'd sneak into the White House. And oh yeah.
Oh no! No, hold on! I was going to say the same thing! Both my legs went up like little kids! Oh!
I know, I sneak into the White House and I go through every fucking room. I follow the president everywhere. We're going underground. I want to see the aliens, all the shit.
Oh, that's actually a good one.
Oh yeah.
That's better than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mine was literally, I was just gonna wait until they were doing like a presentation, and I was just gonna consecutively slap him and Kamala in the back of the head, so they would think it was each other, whack. But no, yours is way better. Well,
I like Fred's answer.
No, I 100% like Fred's answer better than mine.
100%.
All right, lighten up the mood, guys. I'm gonna go back and listen. Good night. Bye.
All right, bye bye. Yeah, yours actually made sense. Mine was just about being a dick. Yours was the kind of answer where if I came back the next day and said, dude, guess what I did? You'd be like, you're a retard. You should have did this. And I would have went, oh, fuck, you're right. I fucked that one up.
Yeah, no.
But I did launch a giant Nerf missile in the North
I actually
Korea.
like that. That was funny.
I don't know, do you want to call it quits?
Yeah. Nah, I mean, you know, anything else you want to discuss?
I'll keep fucking going. I don't care. Like, we didn't even talk about the Trump thing, but you don't really know too much about it.
I don't.
But they raided Mar-a-Lago, like technically his residence.
His residence.
Over like these papers that they said he had.
Yeah.
Now here's the weird thing, right? Because I read all sorts of different shit. So they said, oh, we tried to tell him he need to give these papers back, and he wouldn't. So he's saying, and a bunch of other people are like, these papers were already declassified, so there's no reason to go after them.
To raid for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, oh, they had nuclear codes, which I think is a crock of shit. Because what are you going to do with nuclear codes? You know, what's he going to do? Like war games and Broderick and dial in?
Well, it still can't be out there if that was the case.
Which I don't think it was. So.
Well, did he comment on it yet? Did he comment and say that?
Oh, that's the thing. He said already, I want you to release the warrant details. And Merrick Garland, who looks and sounds 100% like an elderly Jewish woman.
Okay.
Like, he is just the epitome. Like, there's just something about him, like, that just doesn't seem right.
Okay.
Right? And it's not because he sounds like an old woman.
Yeah.
There's just things that are off about him.
Okay.
Like, they don't match. His voice, his personality, his visual. If there was anybody, besides Biden, that I was going to be like, oh yeah, that's a lizard in disguise.
Yeah.
It's Merrick Garland. Like,
Okay.
he's a ghoul. He's a goblin.
Uh-huh.
So, there's so much with him against Trump that, like, it just seems... I said this in one of the old shows. We're legitimately more Russia than Russia. Like, we're going after our political opponents with our branches of government. Right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing that, like, I will say, this doesn't make me better than anybody else. That's not what I'm getting at.
Okay.
But I'm a paranoid person. But there's something to be said for a certain level of paranoia that is, like, respectable because you're not 100% just plain old complicit. Like, you're not an abused spouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there are certain people who are like, yeah, but it could be this. And then there's other people that are like, fuck you! There's no way that's right. Where did you get that black eye? I walked into a doorknob. You know what I mean? Like, those kind of people. So, like, there's a certain level of paranoia that's respectable. I like to think that I border on that. So, like, me and my buddy at work, he'll be like, well, dude, Putin, like, locks up his political opponents and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, in the grand scheme of things, that's what we hear here. Like, that's what we're told.
What we're told, yeah.
Right? And in the grand scheme of things, and I'm not saying one is good and one is bad. That's not where I'm getting at. I'm legitimately just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So, I'm a staunch anti-WEF person. Anti-globalist. Because I remember having a conversation online with somebody who was like pro-global government.
Okay.
It's the best thing we can do. Oh, well, our governments now aren't working, so maybe we need a world government. And I'm like, you're a retard. Because where are you going to run when it's not working out anymore?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And well, there's 8 billion people in the, I don't know, I just picked a random number, in the world. We'll just revolt. No, you won't. No. Because they don't do it now.
It'd be too late to revolt by that.
Yeah. You'd be a sucker who's going, the algorithm says I should do this. You know?
Yeah, you're not. There's no
you're an idiot. You're a fucking retard, and you're not going to do anything.
No.
So, like I'm a staunch. So my thing was, like, I argued with a friend of mine once, and he's like, well, Putin locks up his political opponents, he throws them in fucking jail, blah, blah. And I'm like, is this the same guy if you can't understand my mannerisms?
Yeah.
The liberal, I tell him all the time, dude, you remind me of PC Principal from South Park. Like, bro, let me tell you about equity. Like, fuck off. Don't tell me anything unless you can talk like a human being. Yeah, and I love the guy to death. But, so, like, is he locking up his political opponents? That was slurry, so that already discounts what I'm going to say. Is he locking up his political opponents? Or is he locking up globalists who are trying to intercept their country? Mm-hmm. And again, I'm not defending.
No.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you ask me about North Korea, like, that's pretty bad. I would love to see North Korea.
Oh, yeah.
But that's we should do that.
Even if we ain't coming back.
We could. People have been there and come back.
Dennis Rodman's gone.
Who?
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think listen, if we're not as charismatic as Dennis Rodman, there is something fundamentally wrong with both of us.
Yeah. Nah, we could. He's a crazy fucker over there, man.
I don't know. I guarantee you, if me and you went to North Korea, we'd be like, after a week, we'd be like, we live here now. We love our dear leader. And it'd just be us